Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Local Artists with me, Frank Sinclair, and Taylor Knott. He always says, welcome to the brand new episode, but that doesn't make any sense. If you only had one shot to freestyle rap an intro, would it suck? Let's find out. I guess I'll go first because I got the thirst. You know I bring the verse. Yeah, that's right, I put you in a hearse. It's not a rap battle, but I got bitches. Yeah, I drive them like cattle.
Yeah, my name's Tina, my flow's off the top. It's a freestyle, so you know I'm about to be hot. Got the hops, you know I can't dunk the basketball. And I see you in the hall, yeah, fuck y'all.
Yeah, I like the bump. You know what they say, white guys can't jump. Fuck. Okay, one second. Alright. I'm about to spit. You know, I'm always getting it because I'm the shit. Yeah, and I'm looking to the sky, pointing my eyes right into the divine. Oh, it's fine like wine. Serpentine, serpentine. Now, cause I'm a failure, I'ma pass it off to Taylor.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much longer we got on this intro, but I'm about to keep going. You know that my flow's so clean like Mister, because I'm got the ball cap like your sister. Yeah, cause she has cancer.
I did it so wrong. I made the goddamn intro way too long. That's why it has to be a freestyle song. Yeah.
Okay. Style like my first name is Harry. Your girl's so hairy, man, she makes me so scary. I like birds, just like I'm Larry. I'm shooting from the 3. I'm so nice, like a white guy shooting that dice.
Better keep flowing, the shit is still going. Everybody's already knowing. Your rapping sounds like a lawnmower mowing.
Mowing, your girl stay hoeing. I see her on the street corner asking for doughing.
Bowing. Okay.
Okay, I'd like to apologize.
Can we get some applause, please, so I don't feel like such a fucking idiot? Thank you. Thank you for that.
I said the F word in a non-Patreon episode. That's where my head goes when I'm freestyling. You know?
Oh, we're taking it to the streets.
Yeah, I'm on the street. That's where my mind was. You know.
Sometimes you gotta Tyler Perry. You know, you gotta bring Christ to the streets.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. That was good. And
when in Rome, do as the Romans. When you flow. Yeah. All right. Whatever. Okay.
It's good. I wasn't expecting that, but that was nice. You know.
Thanks.
You just didn't want to put the effort into doing an intro.
No, it's not about not putting the effort in. I just kind of kept making it longer and longer, and by the time I was finished with it, I'm trying to improvise a song over it or something, and I'm like, this is 2.5 minutes long. I can't do this.
You could have just cut it shorter.
No, because then I'm like, oh, but I like the end. And I spent 4 hours on it. It was stupid. It was really stupid.
I would say it's worth it.
And then by the time I'm like, oh shit, I have 2 hours to do all the other jingles. What am I going to do? I guess we'll just have to rap over it.
No, I like that. You throw something a little bit different. The audience never knows what they're getting, you know?
Yeah.
Do I say brand new every time? I'll have to go back and watch.
I don't know if you say it every time, but you have said, welcome and thank you for watching our brand new episode. And it's like,
that doesn't sound
what
like
is that?
Me.
That doesn't make, it's not TV. You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. Why is this bothering you so much?
Look, when my character comes into question.
It's not character, though. It's just a silly mistake. I mean, you're brand new to podcasting.
I did have something interesting. I stopped at the store right before I got here, right? And I walked past this couple, and I heard them say, "That's the comedy guy."
Really?
And I was like, "What?" And I turned back, and they both were looking, or she was looking and pointing at me, to her boyfriend.
That's cool.
I guess. I mean,
that's the comedy guy.
Look,
Maybe
hey,
that's what you should go by.
the comedy guy.
I'm the comedy guy.
So basically, I'm famous. This is kind of what I'm
That's pretty
saying.
cool.
It did make me feel
It
good.
reminds me of an old Mitch Hedberg joke. You know Mitch Hedberg?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It reminds me of his joke where he goes, you may have seen me before at the grocery store. Pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I hate that you make me laugh so hard in the intro. I sound like an idiot. I hate my laugh. It's loud. It's into the microphone. I don't like it.
Well, I've appreciated it because I don't have the feedback. I have put Sarah through every single episode.
Oh, made her watch
Made
it?
her listen to it, yeah.
Yeah. What does she think?
She seems to laugh,
Yeah.
which is good. I get confused, though, because I would think that, like, ladies would not like the show.
Because we're so sexist.
It could be the sexism, but it's like... It's probably more just that, I mean, you know what they talk about on girl podcasts?
Murder, mainly.
Murder. I mean, I don't know what they talk about on girl podcasts. You watch girl podcasts?
No, my wife watches...
Fucking
No,
no.
My wife watches murder
Yeah.
podcast, or listens to murder.
Yeah, my wife
podcasts.
watches that Trisha Paytas.
Oh, is that the annoying, like, too old to be still being a social media influencer, blonde lady?
I don't think she's too old.
How old is she? Can you see how old
I
she
think
is?
that's really sexist. I mean, she's had
Oh,
a
she's
storied,
only 36.
She's
Man,
had a storied career.
She looks older, to be fair.
Well, I think she, it's the
No.
artificial thing. She has that, like,
want
artificial
that.
style. She's not done up like Dolly Parton or whatever.
Thank you for that, Trace. It's beautiful.
Um,
Yeah, Dolly Parton she's still got the big hair, the
God,
big-
don't you just love Dolly Parton?
I like Jolene.
Jolene's great.
Yeah.
She's a great singer, though. She's a good writer. She's fucking so funny.
Yeah.
She's really funny, sticks up for herself. She has a huge drag queen following as well.
Oh, well, she looks like she could be a drag queen.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, that's the only thing about it is, like, if there are guys showing up to her show, it's not like Britney Spears or something in her day where it was like guys where they're like, oh, she's hot. You know what I mean?
Maybe
It's
back in the
more
day.
like guys that aspire to be like Dolly Parton.
Excuse my ignorance, but drag queens, that is only it's only men, right?
Yeah,
Or can women be drag queens?
No, I think wouldn't that just be a drag king?
Yeah, but it's
Also,
men dressing up as
the whole thing
women.
with drag queens is like dressing up like really. It's literally hyperbolic costuming
Yes.
of like an old Hollywood style lady
Yeah.
or like Victorian even sometimes. Like this kind of shit.
That's how I like it. Trace has some insight.
There can be female drag queens, yes, because drag is, it is costuming. There are also drag kings, and that is typically a woman.
But that would be
dressing
so
up as a
lame.
man
Yeah,
doing a
because
show.
what kind of show is that? The guy's just got jeans and a cardigan on, you know what I mean? Like there's no showmanship to that outfit.
You'd be surprised.
Would I? Can we see?
Yeah, let me see if I
I
can
would like
find
to
one.
be surprised.
Are they doing a little Chippendales action? I guess they probably need to keep their shirts on.
But yeah, no, I never got the drag queen thing because, like, if you removed the it's a guy in a dress element, and then nowadays, because drag queen, it was before all the gender identity stuff, too.
Yeah.
But if you removed the gender identity stuff, if you removed it's a guy in a dress, and that makes it funny, then it's basically just karaoke. It's just watching somebody do karaoke.
But
I don't get it. I don't see the entertainment
it's nice.
value.
Yeah.
Hi, Editing Trace here, popping in for just a second to say that drag is a very broad umbrella term. While lip syncing is a staple of drag queens and kings do all sorts of different types of performance. There's singing, dancing, comedy, and of course, the costuming. Here's a drag queen doing gymnastics and contortionism. Here's a drag queen using her own hair as a jump rope as part of her dance routine. All of this is just to say there's a lot of showmanship involved in drag, and it takes more than duct tape and hairspray. With that said, back to the show.
Confrontation? This ought to be good. He better sing like Kermit. If he
Well,
doesn't sing
so
like
far
Kermit.
he's not singing at all. This is the Broadway Jekyll and Hyde.
I see, it's lip sync.
No, he's singing.
No.
I mean, that's a woman. Does that sound like a woman? to you?
I've listened to the exact recording. It's
Oh, it is
this.
a
This is
lip sync?
the Broadway recording.
Oh, we better keep talking so we don't get a strike.
I can
Da da
cut
da
in and
da
out.
da da.
Please don't.
Where
do
does
that.
the confrontation begin?
Well, this is Jekyll and Hyde. Give it a second.
I know, but it's.
Can we get to the good stuff?
I mean, I like this, and there does need to be some build up for the reveal. We appreciate theater on this program. Okay. Yeah. So it's at the level of like a guy that's funny on America's Got Talent once, and then the second act. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was lame. Hey, look, the Kermit has one of the most distinctive
I
voices
really
of all time.
hoped. Why are there so many? I really hoped they were doing that.
Rainbow.
But nope. Maybe we could get more women to watch this show if, for one episode, we just dressed up like drag queens, didn't mention it the whole episode.
It's like
And we could talk like Kermit the Frog as well, if we wanted.
we do the Dean from
Yeah,
Community.
exactly.
Yeah.
Man, that's how you write a non-binary character.
Yes,
We've talked about
beautiful.
this. You gotta love the Dean. Yeah, so that's Queens.
Oh,
They're good though. No hate. I mean, there's definitely a market for that.
It seems like the showmanship for the Kings is not quite on par with the Queens.
Men always do it better.
I don't care about the queen.
Are we trying to get women to
Charles
watch?
can kiss my ass. We're a British punk band and we're here to tell you. It's time for Taylor's Top 5.
Nice. How did you get the rights to the Rolling Stones?
Thanks. A nice succinct jingle to balance out
It was nice.
2.5 minute long. And
Yeah.
Taylor's Top 5, everybody.
All right. Thank you. Hey, this week.
I want to have a good Michael Lambert impression, but people need to know who he is. We've only reacted to him on the Patreon episodes. Trace, could you just
Michael
insert
Lambert.
a Michael Lambert video right here, basically?
Hey YouTube, it's Michael Lambert here. I'm back once again with another reaction video.
Who's the main
Hello,
character?
everybody. Is that close? It's time for another video. That's pretty good, right?
It's not bad.
Okay.
Well, finish the
Let me know in the comments,
notifications.
because I'll try. Oh, notifications.
Oh, I forgot to mention, if any notifications pop up during the video, I apologize. Just like now. Hold on.
Yeah, finish.
Oh,
Sorry about that, everybody. Like I was gonna say, if any notifications pop up during the video, I apologize and I will take care of them. Just like here's another one right now. Sorry about that, everybody. Hold on.
sorry about that, everybody. Now, back to the video.
Sorry about that, everybody. I had to take care of a few things. My apologies. I'm sorry. Now let's get back to this video.
Like when you talking about when it. Okay, yeah.
Who's the main character from?
Don't look too hard, but if you could find one where that happens, that'd be great.
The main actor from Little House on the Prairie. What's his name?
What's Little House on the Prairie?
What?
Don't do
Look,
this.
I don't mean to do that, but it may have been the most popular
you know
show
what
of
we
all
should do?
time.
We should set some rules for this podcast.
Yeah, just ones that you. I mean, look, Little House on the Prairie. Not seeing it. Michael Landon. Okay.
That's who Sandra Lurke is talking about? Wow.
I mean, it might have been the
I
most
do not
popular show of all time.
So it was like MASH or something?
It's one of Mom's favorites.
It was old, so I'll give you a pass. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Taylor's top 5. This week we have top 5 Franks. Yeah, thought you might like that.
I better not be on the list.
No. Who
Okay,
do you think
good.
you are?
Well, what I'm saying is, like, if I were on the list, I would feel like you did it out of obligation.
No. To be fair to
But
you,
could you make it as a rule, like an amendment, where it's like Frank Sinclair is not allowed on this list,
No.
so I don't feel so bad that
I
all
didn't
these
even-
Franks are superior.
I
to
didn't
me.
even think to add you.
Okay.
To be fair, I was going to do top 5 Taylors, and then when I was looking, I didn't like any of them. I mean, there's Taylor Swift, Taylor Lautner, whatever. That's stupid. So honorable mentions. We do,
Louis Vuitton,
what is that?
top 5 Taylors.
Louis Vuitton?
You
I
don't
don't
get
get it. No.
Taylor.
Oh yes, I did go that route a little bit.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah,
Too
whatever.
obvious.
It's stupid. Yeah. I was
This is
doing-
why I'm not in the top 5.
Okay. We have a few honorable mentions, as I like to do. Honorable mention number 1, which he was on the list for a long time, is Frank Ocean. He is not.
Soft pink matter.
Oh yeah. Cotton candy.
Man, he's fucking good.
Yes,
huh?
he's off the top 5 because he hasn't released an album in 8 years.
So
and
creative.
Get out of here. You know, who do you think you are?
I think he got caught up in some being signed to a label that's fucking with him kind of thing.
I don't know.
I mean, every reel's got that story. You know what I'm saying?
I hear that, brother.
Yeah.
Another honorable mention is Frank Sinatra. Didn't quite crack it. Like, I like it. It's not really my style necessarily. You know?
He's a great crooner.
Yeah, he's not Taylor's top 5.
Yeah.
Frank's, you know. And then last.
He's also like a fucking psychotic asshole.
Oh, if I knew that, he probably
like a
would have cracked
criminal.
the top 5.
You should everybody look up Harland Ellison Frank Sinatra story. This is the guy that wrote "I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream," which is crazy. It's like sci-fi horror.
Yeah,
But
totally.
he was a gay guy that was just fucking great. I haven't read any of his work, okay? But if you look him up on YouTube and watch his interviews, he has, I mean, maybe they're not true, but he has the most incredible stories ever. And he has this story about Frank Sinatra in a fight. He almost got killed. It's really good. And
Yeah.
it should be on YouTube. So
Back
just
then,
check that out.
celebrities just, to me, probably would feel like gods. I mean, there was not nearly
They
as
were-
many like
they were a much higher
celebrities,
class.
yeah, as there are now.
And they could control almost entirely what people did and didn't
Yeah.
see about them.
And I think Frank
You know?
Sinatra had a lot of connections to the mob, which is what I had
Yes, he
heard.
did. Yeah, I mean, why he didn't write a song in his life, and he's a great singer. But there's 100 guys that can sing as good as Frank
Yeah.
Sinatra, and
Okay.
everybody knows his name. I mean, how do you think that happened?
I'm glad he got snubbed from the top 5 after hearing all this.
Yeah,
Lastly, on my honorable mentions is Frankie Jonas. He's the brother that nobody knows of the Jonas Brothers. I thought I would throw him a bone and, you know.
I think that's
Give him a
very
shout
sweet.
out. Yeah.
that's very sweet of you.
It's like, listen up, Joe and Kyle and what are their names? The Jonas Brothers? Joe
think I
is
fucking
one.
know that shit?
Joe, Josh knows. All right, if you don't, then
Well, no, I immediately
Nick
went
is one of
Nick
them.
to
and another
yeah.
One Direction is where my head,
one. Yeah.
because I was
Nick.
going to make fun of Zayn.
For dying?
He died.
No, Zayn didn't.
Zayn Malik.
Who died? Who was it?
Liam. Liam.
Oh, he fell downstairs. Right. That's
Yeah.
what they said.
He jumped off a balcony.
Well, they say he wasn't
Ooh,
conscious.
He got the old.
when he fell, though.
Who was the guy from Whitest Kids You Know? Or Kids in the Hall? Michael?
Lambert. Yeah, but he
Yep, Trevor
jumped,
Moore.
I think.
Super funny. Trevor Moore.
Liam,
Super funny.
I don't want to get sued. I think he
Do you
jumped.
ever you have some? Do you have any suspicions about Saget? About his
Bobby?
death too? Yeah.
Yeah, I could see. I haven't.
I
thought
could
about
also
it, but
see
I could-
these guys killing themselves, but I don't see themselves killing themselves in that extreme of a fashion.
I don't think Bob Saget killed himself.
Well,
I heard he
the
just slipped
story,
and
the
hit his
story
head.
is that he, yeah,
Right.
which is killing yourself.
No, I mean you accidentally slip in the shower. That's
Yeah,
where
I didn't
he did
say
it.
suicide. I said killing yourself.
Oh, I guess.
Whether it's intentional or not, the story is gets really fucked up
Sure.
and accidentally dies.
Okay.
Well, whatever.
Coming in
That's
number
probably what it was, everybody.
number 5. Number 5 is the saying, "Can I be frank with you?" That's. I knew you wouldn't like it.
Can I be frank with you?
Look, I like it because there's always something really good coming right after.
You are Carl Pilkington-ing.
No, it has the
You're
word
not
Frank.
Carl Pilkington-ing?
No.
Then arguably you are the most Carl Pilkington-ing.
No, it is Frank.
It doesn't work.
It's Frank.
It doesn't work.
This is not your top 5. Come up with your own
That's
top
not
5.
a top 5 Frank.
It is. Can I be frank with you? And then you know something really good is coming right after that, and I love that.
Okay. All right. There's no rules, everybody. That's why he had Thomas Crapper in his top 5 Johns.
Well, to be fair, I thought it was John Crapper.
Okay, I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
didn't mean to derail. I've been derailing you too much.
Number 4 is Frank Costanza from Seinfeld, the father of George Costanza.
Oh.
Might be my favorite character
Who
on
played him?
Jerry Stiller,
Yeah, Ben Stiller's dad.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Might be my favorite character of the entire show. That's not like the main cast. Number 3, we have Benjamin Franklin. What?
You're just one of these guys that likes poon hounds.
That's a Frank. That's got to be a Frank. Bro, I searched famous Franks and Benjamin Franklin came up, so...
Hey, fair enough. No Frank Lloyd Wright.
I did think about Frank Lloyd Wright, but whatever. He's an architect. I mean, he made some good things, but
I can't think of any more famous Franks.
there's Franklin Roosevelt that I almost put on.
See, I would say that counts more than Benjamin Franklin. But
It's not your top
guess,
5.
yeah.
It's not your top 5.
So can you explain why these guys,
Benjamin
why
Franklin?
this is the way it is?
Oh, electricity?
I mean, I guess
gotta
you
put him
did,
in the
but-
top 3. Explain in what way? What do you mean?
I don't know, just how this happened.
Number 2, we have Anne Frank.
I'm going to stop you out of mercy right now, just to let you know you had a booger come down and it's sitting on your mustache. It's on your thumb now, probably.
No, it's on Josh's couch.
Okay, that's nice.
I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that.
Um,
Anne Frank is number 2.
should we leave it in? Let's leave it in.
Leave it in.
All right, we're leaving it in.
She went through a lot. She deserves the 2 spot for sure. You know, she lived
Have
in
you
an
read
attic.
her diary?
Pieces and parcels.
I haven't read any of Anne Frank's diary because I wasn't public schooled, so I wasn't indoctrinated by the Jewish. No, I'm sorry. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Can we look up the funniest excerpts?
I don't like that
This
you.
is stupid. I'm sorry. I
I
don't
don't
know
like
what
that
I'm
you don't
doing.
like this list. Look, there's not that
Anne
many
Frank's
Franks.
Anne Frank's a great pick. Everybody loves Anne Frank. Famous believer.
Did she write about that in the? I thought it was earlier.
He
than that,
scribbled it in. How wonderful is it that nobody need wait a
You have to
single
say it in a
moment.
Jewish. How wonderful is it that nobody need wait a single moment before starting to improve the world?
I can't do Jewish. You're doing like New York Jewish, which
Yeah.
is what you should do.
Yeah,
But
it's a caricature.
she was German Jew, I think, right? I don't know. She was probably born in Germany. Let me see if I can do both. I keep my ideals because in spite of everything I still... It's becoming something new. New accent. I still believe that people are really good at heart.
That's pretty good.
Thanks.
That mixed. Okay, my number 1, and then I want to get into Elon Musk's potential Heil.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that's a good thing to talk about.
My number 1 top 5 Franks is Frank Sinclair.
You guy. You guy.
My best friend, my partner in crime. I hate when people say that.
No, it's
Ugh, what crime
Well,
are you
figure-
committing besides
yeah.
being the world's cringiest couple? Which
The
I would argue
social
is
crime
worse
of
than
making people
murder.
uncomfortable at
Yeah.
parties. That's
A
pretty much
partner
it.
in crime.
That's
Shut
really
up.
sweet of you.
Yes, of course you're my favorite, Frank. And I was trying to put you off the scent.
You really did. I thought, but I will say I'm kind of I feel 2 ways about it because on the one hand it gives me all these butterflies in my chest, but on the other hand, I don't think I'm better than Anne Frank.
You are. What did she do? I mean, she might not have even existed, you know? Who knows?
She probably.
Hello.
Her and
If
Helen
you're
Keller were
watching
having
this,
a party
that
together.
means you've come across our VHS tape on how to properly do a table read. After you've seen this video, you'll know how to do table reads. Trace, could you just explain it?
Gladly, past Frank. So, our next segment, we're going to do a little table
No,
read.
that wasn't me. That was some guy in a church
on
basement.
excuse
somewhere.
me. Well, his name was probably also Frank in that scenario.
That's
Frank or John.
pretty good. That's true.
John Crapper. So, I have a little script here. It's been cooked up. This one is not from a specific film, but it really resonated with me when I came across it, and I think it'll really resonate with you guys as well. Taylor is going to be
So
portraying...
we're not guessing?
No, there's nothing to
Okay,
guess.
There's no guessing. All right.
No guessing. Taylor is going to be portraying our leading lady. For the sake of making things easier, I renamed her to Taylor. Frank will be...
Excellent joke,
Frank
Trace.
will be...
Excellent joke. Get him where it stings. That's good.
Frank will be our...
After I just said
Bitch.
you were my number one, Frank. Get out of here, dude.
This is behalf on behalf.
Number
of all
one is
women.
now Frank Ocean. You can go down to honorable mentions, maybe. Actually, I'm putting Frank Lloyd Wright now in front of you.
Well, that's a good pick.
Sorry. This is from a classic love drama film where Frank will be portraying the love interest male. He's very rugged, from a small town.
Got that
busy
right.
businesswoman.
the
You're the busy businesswoman.
All right, Frank.
Exactly. You go to...
Am I from New York and am I a Jew? Can I play it like that?
You are not Jewish. In fact, you are very anti-Jew, but you are from New York.
How can you be?
Auf Wiedersehen!
You go to the small town for business reasons. You guys hit it off, but you
Yeah.
have to go back to the city. You've
Hey,
seen
when
the
that
movie
happens.
before.
Yeah.
So this is your classic scene where you're in the airport, you're rushing off, you're in a hurry, and Frank is going to rush up to you and profess his love and try to get you to stay.
Convince her to stay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Frank, your direction on this is, of course, one of desperation. The last time you saw her was a big argument, and you've been looking back at photos of your dead wife, and that your daughter has befriended this woman and seen her as a mother, and you're realizing that you're going to lose that for you and for your daughter. So it's this big profession you're just bearing your soul. Taylor, your direction. I'm really leaning on you for this. Yours, because while Frank is bearing his soul, your role is a little more involved because you have this internal struggle.
Yeah.
You have a battle going on in your body.
I have a good
and
job
that is-
waiting for me.
Exactly. He hurts your heart, but he healed it before that, and maybe he could heal it again,
And I have a dead wife, which gives me so many points.
Exactly. And a little daughter that you helped prepare for the big recital.
This is in the bag.
Come
Are
on.
you kidding me?
Hit
Why
the
is there even
script.
a
Come
con-
on.
All right.
What did I do to upset her? Fucking kill her mom or something?
It doesn't matter.
You killed your wife. That's why she's dead now.
Ladies and gentlemen, airport love confession scene, untitled, working title, coming soon. Interior, airport, moments before boarding. The bustling sound of the airport echoes as Taylor, a well-put-together woman in her late 20s, hurries through the terminal. She checks her watch, her face tight with worry. She pauses by the security line, glancing behind her, and spots Frank, mid-30s, ruggedly handsome, wearing a hopeful expression. Approaching at full speed, he's out of breath.
Taylor! Wait! Please, just wait!
Taylor freezes, but doesn't turn. She takes a deep breath, her hands tightening on the handle of her rolling suitcase. She exhales slowly, trying to keep her composure.
I can't. I just can't.
You can't leave, Taylor. Not like this.
She glances at him, her eyes wide but conflicted. He's standing too close now,
his hand hovering near her arm, but she instinctively steps back, trying to create space.
Frank, please. I don't have time for this. I have to go. My
I know
flight.
what you're about to say, but I can't let you walk away from us, from this. From what we could have. Please, just listen. I'm not asking for much. Just stay with me. Stay here, in the countryside, with me.
Taylor's heart skips a beat. Her chest tightens, and she feels a battle happening within her core. She tightens her grip on her suitcase.
Frank, I can't. This isn't real. You and I, it's not a good idea.
She shifts uneasily, trying to suppress the growing urgency within her, her face flushing slightly.
Heaving breasts.
Frank steps closer, oblivious to the distress brewing beneath the surface.
No, Taylor, you're wrong. You're wrong about this. I know what we have. I can feel it. And I know you can feel it too. I can't lose you, not without telling you how I feel. I love you. I was trying to do Mark Wahlberg then, I can't do it. I'm sorry. I love you. Okay, Bob, sorry. I love you. I love you more than this life I've built. More than the fields I've worked on for years. I want you here with me. Please.
Taylor looks down, blinking rapidly, a flicker of something deep within her fighting to be let out, but she swallows it down. The pressure is unbearable now, but she can't show it.
Frank, I don't know what you're asking. You can't just say these things and expect me to stay.
I don't expect anything from you, except for the chance to show you how much you mean to me. I'll wait forever if I have to. Please don't go. Stay here. Stay with me.
Taylor's breathing becomes shallow. The edges of her vision start to blur as her body betrays her. She can feel her body tensing, the impending release looming. But she fights it, trying to hold on to her composure.
I can't, Frank. I can't. Please, just let me go.
Her hand grips her suitcase tighter, her face turning pale as she turns her back to him, desperate to leave. Her movements quickening in an attempt to mask the panic rising inside her. She stumbles a few steps forward but falters.
I don't want to live in a world where I never told you.
Taylor halts, her chest tightening with emotion, the internal battle raging as she clenches her jaw to keep from saying anything more. But the fight inside her grows too much. She inhales deeply, her face contorting with the struggle as she takes one last step toward the exit. It's too late. A sudden, violent tremor shakes her, her eyes wide as she lets out a horrified gasp. A deep, earth-shattering growl emanates from her stomach, and her body jerks as if in surrender. Her lips tremble, but she can't. But she holds back a gasp. Clenching her fist against the suitcase, the weight of the moment crashes down on her. She has no control anymore.
Immediately destroyed.
I love you, Frank.
And in that same instant, the floodgates of her humiliation open. A torrential wave of release hits her with the force of a storm, the sheer power of it almost leaving her breathless as she stands frozen in place, the sound of it deafening in her ears. Every fiber of her being screams for mercy as she feels a Category 5 hurricane of goo feces rocket into her Sunday best britches.
Holy shit,
And
that's a crazy...
scene.
That's such a crazy coincidence.
Somebody take a fat diarrhea, please. All right.
Please.
Any unattended diarrhea will
be contained and immediately destroyed.
Can we please, I know they didn't cover this in the VHS, but it's customary to clap at the end of a table read, please. Come on.
If I knew that was my last line,
Wow.
I would have hit it a little harder.
That was great.
I thought there was gonna be. I saw more words.
I see. Well, I didn't want to let
So,
you
like
read
in
this
the
too
actual
soon.
movie, it'd be, "I love you, Frank."
Oh, big
Like
echo.
that.
Big
Yeah.
echo.
It makes a sound where everybody stops what they're doing.
Exactly.
So-
Like it cuts to 3 separately, slightly wider shots of everybody turning their head to
And
see.
Frank just walking away because he's no longer interested. He declares his love, and then she lets out one big one. He's like, "Oh my gosh!"
Something like that.
I'm sorry I didn't do Mark Wahlberg. I couldn't even think about how he sounded.
You Boston. Hey, dude, The Rock.
We're gonna.
I'm do a movie.
You
with
can't
The Rock.
leave now. We love each other. Something like
Yeah.
that.
That's
yeah,
pretty
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Before we started, I was gonna do a woman's voice, and then I forgot.
Oh, I thought you.
Shut up.
Well, never mind.
Can we run it back?
What's your woman's voice sound like?
Frank, please. I mean, she's always British.
It's like from a 40s Hollywood movie. I'm getting the vapors.
Come on, please, just let me go. So, wait.
In a world in which it's so difficult to make heads or tails of anything, there is one man that has made it his life's mission to pursue esoteric knowledge of the divine, of the ethereal, of the truth. Now we must listen to that man, for he imparts his wisdom upon us. Who is this man? Oh, you doubters, you skeptics. This man is God's messenger, Jim Carrey.
Thought there's gonna be a hit there. Okay,
Yeah.
you lead this because I don't. What?
So can you go to the group chat?
Okay.
We got to talk about Jim Carrey for a minute. Because this guy... You ever heard the term out to lunch?
Mm-hmm. He's all the way out to lunch.
Is that a gang sign? Have you,
Oh, like you don't know what it is.
I have no idea.
You don't know. Jimmy Fallon doesn't know. David Letterman doesn't know. For years now, talk show hosts, people on television, people in sitcoms have been hired by the government to throw you off the track, to distract you, to make you laugh and stuff like that, make you happy and docile so you don't know what's really going on. Look at them trying to, they're trying to turn us into consumer drones of some sort. Hold on, I just got to get this. Yeah, listen, I'm in the middle of blowing the lid off some... What happened? I'm sorry, Jimmy. I was temporarily interrupted by my iPhone 6 Plus.
So, pretty funny.
Yeah.
But there is this thing because of all the conspiratorial stuff around Hollywood, you know, the pedophile rings and this kind of thing. There's like a little room where you might go, okay, but is he being like post-ironic?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, is he actually
post-ironic?
messaging, you know, trying to message to people, signal to people?
Yeah.
Or is it a bit making fun of those people? You know? Now, it's hard to discern exactly what he's doing because we're talking about the guy that made The Mask,
Right.
Ace Ventura,
Yeah.
you know, the
The
greatest
Truman Show?
comedic overactor
Yeah.
maybe ever.
Probably. Yep.
You know, but I think that question is illuminated a little bit by our next short.
Okay.
Depression only happens when you don't accept what is and when you're playing a character in life. So when I tried to go back and play Jim Carrey, I got depressed, and now I don't try to do that anymore. Depression is your body saying, "F you, I don't want to be this character anymore. This avatar that you've created in the world, it's too much for me." You should think of the word as deep rest. Your body needs to be depressed. It needs deep rest from the character that you've been trying to play.
So, what do you think now?
I don't I think he's one of those guys that's like trying to be anti-Hollywood-ish, but doing it in like
Right.
such a weird, like
I think he's a
overly
wingnut.
spiritual. Yeah, he's.
Yeah.
You hit the nut right on the head.
He's a wingnut.
He's a wingnut.
And look, if you watch Jim Carrey's early stand-up, it's incredible. He makes
so
jokes
funny.
that nobody else can make because the punchline isn't even a sentence, it's how he moves his body.
Yes.
And that is an incredible skill
Yeah.
like that almost nobody has anymore.
Have you seen the interview? I'm sure you have. He's being interviewed like on the red carpet, and they're like celebrating icons or something that night, and he's like, "What is an icon?"
I wasn't sure if I should
You know?
send that one too as well.
I think most people have seen that.
I
think
just
they can
thought
probably-
I would go and do the most useless thing I could
Yeah.
possibly think of.
Like you
And
think
it's
you're
like,
so much better than the people who think they're better
You're
than
also
people.
taking an interview and wearing a tux to a fucking fashion show.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, if you really want to make that point, don't go.
Don't show up.
Or do what Matt Stone and Trey Parker did for the Oscars.
I don't know what they did.
They wore dresses and they took acid.
Oh yes.
Which was that's really good. If anybody wants to watch that, just look it up on YouTube. It's really
That's how
entertaining.
you stick it to the man.
Jim Carrey is a great character, and I was lucky to get the part. But I don't think of that as me anymore.
You don't? Not at all?
Not really, no.
I don't exist. So they're all characters that I've played, including Jim Carrey, including Joel Barish, including any of those things. They're all characters. You know, Jim Carrey was a less intentional character, right? Because I thought I was just building something that people would like. And
oh, this
I
is
used
good.
to be a guy who was experiencing the world, and now I feel like the world and the universe experiencing a guy.
So, just the most like, if he had gone to college at all, he
Mhm.
would have taken a philosophy 101 course and been like, "Oh yeah, this is shit that like 15-year-olds think up."
Yeah. Who
Like,
am I?
To flip it around.
Am I God?
Because it's
Am
so
I the universe?
I don't exist.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's like, okay, look, man, you had a public persona. You're a fucking celebrity. People don't know who you are personally.
Yeah.
Framing that as, I don't exist. I'm not really Jim Carrey. So that you can seem deep. It's
Yes,
just so.
right.
After you were the guy that was ventriloquism talking out of his asshole, you know what I mean? To try to pivot into this, like, I'm going to push the boundaries of the zeitgeist as some sort of guru, and then go on to be in fucking 1, 2, and 3 of Sonic the Hedgehog, dude. Like, it's just so ridiculous. Do you know about this Man on the Moon situation?
I don't think so.
So, Man on the Moon is... I haven't seen the movie. I've heard it's a very good movie. I do intend to watch it. But it's a movie that Jim Carrey made about Andy Kaufman. Do you know Andy Kaufman? So... Andy Kaufman, just for anybody that is not
Andy
aware,
Kaufman
was like this really crazy,
He's probably Jewish.
groundbreaking. I've heard people describe him as Dadaist. I don't really know what that means, but it was like before all the postmodernism shit was everywhere in the culture. It was like before that, you know, where people were still going on Johnny Carson and everybody's wearing suits and you can't say ass. You know what I mean? And he was going on, and he would do the first 5 minutes of his comedy routine in a fake accent that didn't exist anywhere on the planet.
Yeah.
Where the whole thing, like he got involved with the WWE, where he would he went around acting like a WWE guy, also being this like pudgy, shrimpy 30-something-year-old dude, and said, "I've never been beaten because I only wrestle women." And that his record was like 1,300 or something. And so at his live comedy shows, he would have a woman come on stage to wrestle him, you know, and stuff like this. Like, it was incredible for stuff for, you know, the 70s and 80s. It was like, what the hell is this? It was brand new, you know. And as we can see, Jim Carrey, you know, is really into that stuff. Man on the Moon is a like biopic about Andy Kaufman, directed by Milos Forman, who's done a lot of great movies, and he Jim Carrey, when he talks about it, he says, I was looking at the beach and I was so excited to start making the Andy. He plays Andy Kaufman in Man on the Moon. And he goes, I was watching the waves and I closed my eyes and I heard Andy say in my head, all right, it's time for me to make my movie. So still to this day, Jim Carrey will not refer to himself as Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
He refers to himself as Andy Kaufman.
Really?
While they were making the movie.
Yeah.
There's a new Netflix documentary about it. I haven't seen
What's
it
the
yet.
Rotten Tomatoes score on Man on the Moon?
Well, people really
worth
liked the
the
movie,
watch?
but famously they didn't show any of the behind-the-scenes footage because apparently, and again, I haven't seen the new Netflix doc about it. I plan to. But apparently, Jim Carrey was such a batshit insane asshole pretending to be Andy Kaufman that the studio didn't release it for almost 3 decades because they were afraid that it was going to ruin his career and bomb the movie.
Really?
Yes. Great comedic actor, a very funny guy, but okay. Norm Macdonald Live. You cannot watch this anywhere on YouTube because Netflix owns the copyright for some reason, and they immediately ban everything. I tried to upload this clip that I want to tell you about on YouTube earlier so we could watch it, and immediately it was struck. So if you watch Norm Macdonald Live, which the only way to do that now is to Google it and watch it on this website called Internet Archive. I don't know if I'm spoiling this by
you're
telling
gonna get
people
it. Yeah,
about
you're gonna
this.
get
I
shut
hope
down.
I'm not. I hope I'm not. But it's this great website where you can watch these shows and all these things that have been scrubbed from the internet. And yeah, actually people are suing them and trying to get the website taken down. But Jim Carrey was on Norm Macdonald Live, this podcast, and Norm puts up with him for the entire fucking hour. We can talk over this, it's just music. Norm puts up with him for the entire fucking hour, and like 5 minutes left in the episode, he says to Jim Carrey, he says, so now you don't have to work, And Jim's like, yeah, it's a great luxury. I'm needless in the universe, And Norm Macdonald says, so all that extra time on your hands, is that what makes you come up with these batshit crazy ideas? Right to his face. Awesome.
Jim, all that extra time on your hands make you come up with
all these batshit crazy ideas.
Yeah.
So funny.
What was that? Just
That's
a
the
music
outro.
break?
That's the outro. We're at an hour.
All right. Hey, thank you for listening to this brand new episode of Local Artists. I have been Taylor Knott with my best friend and number one Frank of all time, Frank Sinclair. We appreciate it. Someday we're going to actually get a Patreon, so subscribe when that does happen.
Yeah.
Thank you. Have a good
love you.
Morning, afternoon, night, whenever.
Remember, we don't exist.
That's right. We're Jim Carrey.
Yeah.